Hi, my name is Amy. I'm a high school student, and I really don't like Mondays. If you ask anyone who knows me, they'll tell you the same. Let me explain why Mondays are the worst day of the week for me. Every Sunday night, I feel a wave of sadness coming over me. I know it's coming, Monday. It's like a heavy cloud that hangs over me, making it hard to relax. The weekend is over, and I have to prepare for the busy week ahead. Sunday nights should be relaxing, but instead, they make me feel anxious. The main problem is that Monday mornings start way too early. I have to wake up when it's still dark outside. My alarm clock rings loudly, breaking the silence of the early morning. I always wish I could ignore it and stay in bed, but I know I can't. My mom calls out from the kitchen, "Amy, it's time to get up. You don't want to be late for school." I drag myself out of bed, feeling groggy and disoriented. I quickly get dressed, usually in the same clothes I wore the week before, because I just don't have the energy to pick out something new. My breakfast is rushed too. Sometimes I only have time to grab a slice of toast or a bowl of cereal before one have to run out the door. I run outside to catch the school bus, which is always a challenge. The bus stop is usually crowded with other students who also look half asleep. We all stand in a line, waiting for the bus to arrive. When it finally does, it's packed with kids from earlier stops. I have to squeeze inside and try to find a place to stand. There's always a lot of pushing and shoving as people try to get on. I manage to get on, but there's no seat left. I have to hold onto a pole as the bus starts moving. The ride feels long and uncomfortable. The bus jolts and sways, and I have to hold on tight to keep my balance. Sometimes I even worry that I might fall if I let go. As the bus moves through the city, I look out the window and see the same old streets and buildings. It's not very exciting. I wish the bus ride could be more pleasant, but instead it feels like a never-ending journey. I keep checking the time, hoping I'll reach school soon. When the bus finally reaches school, I feel a mix of relief and dread. As soon as I step off the bus, I'm greeted by the bustling noise of students chatting and laughing. The school grounds are busy, with everyone rushing to their classes. I walk through the crowded hallways, trying to find my locker. I'm surrounded by other students, and it's hard to move quickly. Some people are chatting loudly, while others are trying to get to class as fast as they can. I finally reach my locker and grab my books for the first class. My locker is filled with papers and books from previous days. I quickly pull out what I need and close it, trying not to get too distracted. The bell rings, signaling that it's time for the first class. I head to my math class, hoping the day will get better. As I enter the math classroom, I notice that most of the students are already seated. I find my desk and sit down, feeling a bit sleepy. Math is usually one of my favorite subjects, but on Mondays, it feels different. The teacher starts the lesson, and I try to focus. Today, we're learning about algebra, which can be tricky. My brain feels like it's moving very slowly, almost like a turtle. I keep trying to keep up with what the teacher is saying, but it's hard to think clearly. I look around the room and see that some of my classmates are having the same trouble. They're staring at their notebooks with confused expressions. The teacher asks a lot of questions, and I can tell that everyone is struggling. I try to answer, but my mind feels foggy. Even though I like math, Mondays make it seem harder. I keep checking the clock, hoping that the class will end soon so I can get a break. Finally, the bell rings, and it's time for the next period. I pack up my things and head to my next class, hoping that the day will start to improve. After what feels like an endless morning, it's finally time for lunch. As I walk to the cafeteria, I start to feel a little better. Lunchtime is a chance to relax and talk with my friends, which always makes me feel happier. I find a spot at one of the lunch tables where my friends are already sitting. They greet me with smiles and jokes, which is a nice change from the stress of the morning. We chat about different things, from the weekend to our favorite TV shows. We all share a common feeling about Mondays. One of my friends says, "Why can't every day be Saturday?" We all laugh because we know how true that is. Saturdays are fun and relaxing, while Mondays are just the opposite. While we eat, we talk about our plans for the week and what we're looking forward to. It's great to be able to forget about math and focus on something more enjoyable, even if it's just for a short while. I feel much better by the end of lunch, ready to tackle the rest of the day. But soon enough, the lunch break ends, and we have to go back to class. As I walk to my next lesson, I try to hold on to the positive feeling from lunch. I hope that the afternoon will be better than the morning. After lunch, it's time for gym class. On most days, I enjoy gym. I like playing sports and running around with my friends. But on Mondays, it's a different story. I always feel extra tired and sluggish after lunch. When we enter the gym, I can see that everyone is gearing up for a game. Our gym teacher, Mr. Clark, is setting up for a basketball match. He's very enthusiastic, always cheering us on and encouraging us to do our best. But today, I'm just not feeling it. My legs feel heavy, and all I want to do is sit down. Mr. Clark notices that I'm not my usual self and says, "Come on, Amy. You can do it. Let's give it our best shot." I try to push through, but it's hard. Every move feels like it takes a lot of effort. I look around and see that some of my friends are also struggling. It seems like everyone is feeling the Monday blues. We play a few rounds, but it's clear that the energy is low. I'm relieved when the class finally ends, and we can head back to the locker room. Finally, the school day is over. I'm so relieved. The whole day felt like it dragged on forever. As soon as the bell rings, signaling the end of classes, I pack up my things quickly. I can't wait to go home and rest. I head to the bus stop, feeling exhausted. The bus ride is always a mix of crowded and noisy. Today, it feels especially cramped. I stand for the whole ride, holding onto the strap for support. My backpack feels like it weighs a ton, and I'm just counting the minutes until I'm home. When I finally get off the bus, I make my way back home. The walk from the bus stop to my house is short, but it feels longer on days like this. I just want to get inside and put my feet up. As soon as I get home, I drop my backpack and kick off my shoes. I'm so glad to be in the comfort of my own space. The first thing I do is head to the kitchen and grab a snack. I'm usually so hungry by now, and it's nice to have something to eat. After my snack, it's time to tackle homework. I sit down at my desk, pull out my books, and start working. Homework is not the most exciting part of my day, but it has to be done. I know that if I get it finished now, I can relax later. I start with math homework because I find it easiest to do when I'm still a bit tired. The problem seems simpler now that I'm away from the classroom. Even though it's a bit boring, I try to focus and get it done quickly. Once I finish math, I move on to my other subjects. English and history are a bit harder, but I try to stay focused. Sometimes I listen to music while I work. It helps me concentrate and makes the homework a bit less tedious. As I work, I think about the day. It's been long, and I feel like I've used up all my energy. But I remind myself that tomorrow is Tuesday, which is usually better than Monday. I look forward to that. When I finally finish my homework, I feel a sense of relief. The hardest part of my day is over, and I know I can soon relax. I look at the clock and see that it's almost time for dinner. My mom is in the kitchen, cooking something delicious. The smell of food makes me feel a little better. I sit at the dinner table with my family and tell them about my day. My mom listens and gives me advice, while my dad tries to make us laugh with jokes. It's nice to have this time with them. They help me feel more positive about the week. After dinner, I have some free time. I might watch TV or read a book. Sometimes, I even call a friend to chat. It's a good way to unwind after a long day. I always feel better when I do something I enjoy. As the evening goes on, I start getting ready for bed. I brush my teeth, change into my pajamas, and get into bed. I'm tired, but I feel good knowing that Monday is almost over. I think about what I can do tomorrow to make the day better. I remind myself that Tuesdays are usually easier for me. They are not as stressful as Mondays. I plan to do my best in school and try to enjoy my classes more. I know that the week gets better after Monday. Before I go to sleep, I think about something fun I can do in the week. Maybe I'll meet a friend or try a new hobby. These little things make me excited and help me get through the tough days. I close my eyes, hoping that Tuesday will be a better day. Even though Mondays are tough, I try to stay positive and look forward to what the rest of the week will bring.